We welcome you into Minford High School as the Falcons are set to host the Jackson Ironladies in a Thursday night non-conference matchup. Dewey Daly along with John Bruce. Glad to have you with us. John, two teams, they met up once last year. They only typically meet in the non-conference as they're in different divisions, so no tournament possibilities. In that match last year, Jackson came away with it 39-30, the rematch here at Minford in 2023.
Yeah, so these are two solid programs that return everybody from a year ago. Where Jackson returns all 5 starters, Minford returns all 5 starters, plus a starter from the year before that was out with a knee injury, which is Kennedy Davis. And so should be a lot of experience on the floor. Jackson's experience are a lot of seniors. Minford's are a lot of juniors. So both teams are expected to have high expectations in league play. I know Jackson's been out to a great start for SOC 3 play starts after the new year, so Minford wants to get themselves right going into the league play.
Yeah, for Minford, opened this season with a 4-game road trip, starting out 1-2. After that, they closed the road trip out with a win at Oak Hill. That sparked a 4-game win streak, which has them sitting at 5-2. Those two losses, 54-35 at Athens and 47-38 at South Gallia, a team we've held to a pretty high standard so far here in this season. Sectional champs last year for Minford lost in the district semifinal to Portsmouth West, who would go on to win the district against Portsmouth, fall the next round. Or no, they would lose in the regional final to Wheelersburg after taking down North Adams in the regional semifinal. Out to a 5-2 start for Minford. For Jackson, 8-0, undefeated in their first trip around the Frontier Athletic Conference. Non-conference wins over Alexander Fairfield Union, also 59-45 over Portsmouth West, who won their first ever SOC 2 title last season. Obviously now Minford and West in the SOC 3, and as you mentioned, those teams not meeting up quite yet as league play in the SOC 3 will begin with the new year. Now for Jackson, it's funny, 0-3 last year when we were in attendance, losing 56-54 at Adena, 60-54 at the Winter Hoops Classic down at Eastern Brown to Western Brown, and then losing at home in the sectional final to Athens, 52-43. So they'll look to shake up their luck most recently when we're in attendance. Now, when you look back to this season, 8-0 start, their longest win streak to start a season since the 2012-2013 season, when they won their first 21 contests, finishing the year 23-2. This is also their longest win streak to begin a season since joining the FAC.
Yeah, it's been a great start for Jackson. They're led by All-Ohioan last year. I believe she was FAC Player of the Year last year, was TJ Carpenter. Crossed the 1,000-point barrier. She's averaging 22 points a game as a senior. The 5'10" guard can do a little bit of everything, and gives them a major spark.
Now, a ton of returning all-league selections for both teams. For Minford, Maggie Reisner, Lexi Conco, and Lindsey Williams, all first-team SOC 2 all-league selections. And for the Ironladies, obviously TJ Carpenter winning Player of the Year goes without saying. She was an all-FAC selection. You also have Maddie Walburn and Kinsey Davis, who this year are both averaging over 10 points per game. Davis 10.5, Walburn 13.1. A big game for Davis in the win over Chillicothe with 18 points and 8 rebounds.
Yeah, it's just having the amount of depth of athletes that these teams have is really getting them out to these quick starts, and I think that's what's going to make this an exciting matchup for us tonight.
64-51 win over Sims Valley last Thursday. 60-42 win over Chillicothe last Saturday for Jackson. Falcons and Ironladies coming up next right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Hey everyone, Mike Glockner.
I'm Brandon Callahan.
of the all-new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Service Center in Portsmouth, Ohio. We have a $39.95 oil change special going on right now. That includes a free tire rotation and free multi-point inspection. Schedule your appointment online at GlocknerCDJR@Portsmouth.com.
A few minutes before tip-off, we'll take a quick break for the national anthem.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
Starter introductions finished with. We'll quickly go over them before tip-off here. For the Iron Ladies, number 2, Sydney Carpenter. Number 11, TJ Carpenter. Number 12, Maddie Walburn. Number 21, Sydney Hughes. And number 22, Kenzie Davis. For the Falcons, number 1, Maggie Reisner. Number 10, Kennedy Davis. Number 11, Lexi Conklin. Number 15, Lindsay Williams. And number 21, Marley Pendleton. 6 all-league selections between these two teams here on this Thursday night.
Should be a good one here.
Falcons Iron Ladies underway. Quickly driving to the basket is Kenzie Davis. Has it blocked out of bounds, so Jackson will inbound from the baseline here in the first handful of seconds of the first quarter. Walburn will inbound.
Yeah, good job by Lexi Conklin to play that without fouling. It would be tough to have your point guard get a foul in the first 5 seconds of the game.
Walburn inbounds beyond the arc to Davis now. Carpenter now. Cindy Carpenter passes it left side to Hughes. Davis now penetrating, scoop layup with the right hand, draws contact, whistle, and the foul. She'll head to the line. Chance to drop in the first 2 points here tonight.
Nice drive, drawing contact there for Kenzie Davis. Gets a chance to get them started.
10.5 points per game for Davis. Can't knock down the first. Had 18 points and 8 rebounds in the win over Chillicothe last Saturday.
Yeah, every time we've seen her, she's been very efficient and played at a very high rate.
Davis splits the pair out to a 1-0 lead here in the first 20 seconds of the first quarter.
1-2-2 pressure coming out for Jackson. Going to be very active. It's causes a turnover immediately.
First possession for the Falcons, resulting in a turnover on the far sideline. Jackson takes back over with 7:30 to go.
Yeah, maybe not the turnover that you'd expect when you're doing that three-quarter court press as a live ball turnover, but gets the ball, get a good chance to extend your lead early without having to really put that much effort in defensively.
Davis putting pressure on Walburn. Walburn step backs, left elbow jumper, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound for Carpenter. Putback is no good. Pendleton the rebound. Falcons now with their first true offensive possession. Reisner driving, lob pass to the far side. Pendleton up for the layup, can't get it to go. Carpenter comes down with the rebound.
2 boards already for TJ Carpenter.
Carpenter going to work down low, right hand, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Maggie Reisner. Reisner brings it up the near side, driving baseline, up with the right hand, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound for Pendleton. She's fouled on the putback. She'll head to the line. 2 shots coming up, 6:43 in the first.
Yeah, some wild shots so far. Neither team really running through any offense yet, and that's got us to, the kind of wild looks that we've had so far.
First foul for the Iron Ladies. It's Kenzie Davis. Her first as Pendleton knocks down the first.
We don't have the season stats, but I know Pendleton's been putting together a nice start for the season for the Falcons.
Back iron on the second. Davis comes down with the rebound.
Both teams split a pair at the line so far.
Big thank you to Kristen Ruby and the athletic department here at Minford for allowing us to come down and broadcast this Thursday night non-league matchup. Is Walburn lets one go from the left wing, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, put back, and the foul for TJ Carpenter.
Yeah, good look for Walburn, but just no one gets a body on TJ Carpenter. She slices through, gets the board, finishes through contact.
22 points per game for the reigning FAC Player of the Year. 21 points, 5 steals in the win over Chillicothe as she converts the three-point play, 4-1 lead.
Yeah, 3 points, 3 rebounds in the first 2 minutes. Pretty good start for Carpenter.
Full court pressure, Minford getting it across half. Right elbow jumper on the way from Williams, in and out. Davis with the rebound. Jackson pushes it up the near side. Here's a step back from the mid-range for Walburn. She can't get it to go. Another rebound for Carpenter. Ball is loose around the free throw line, and I believe we will have our first jump ball of the night.
Yeah, once again, Carpenter slices in there. She's not able to pull it away, but someone has to get a body on TJ Carpenter, or else this is going to be a long night for the Falcons.
Possession goes with the Falcons. This is Lexi Conkle up the near side.
And Conkle's one you want to keep an eye on if you're Jackson.
Left corner 3 for Conkle, puts it in.
And that is why, because she can really knock it down from deep. Nice piece of offense there for the Falcons to get Conkle the shot in the corner.
Conkle's 3 ties it at 4. 2 minutes, 30 seconds into quarter number 1. Entry pass left side to Hughes, now top of the key to Davis. Feed down low, Carpenter. Right hand off the glass, can't get it to go, and we will have our second jump ball of the quarter. This one will stay here with Jackson.
That's just a good piece of offense, though. They see that Lindsey Williams is guarding Sydney Hughes, so they bring Hughes outside, which opens up the interior for Carpenter. I'm going to say she'll finish out more times than not.
Give and go. Walburn from the mid-range knocks it down.
Yeah, another good look for Walburn, finally able to get one to fall. That mid-range jumper's her game, so look for her to get many more of those shots throughout.
6-4 lead for the Iron Ladies. Driving is Reisner, passes it off to Pendleton. Her shot is no good. Offensive rebound for Williams. Putback is in and the foul.
Yeah, just that body, you know, I think she's listed over 6'2". I think she might be 6'2", 6'3". Either way, you have to keep a body on Lindsey Williams or else she's going to kill you on the offensive glass like she just did right there.
Listed at 6'4".
There you go. Oh, you have that written down. Thank you. I can't read.
Ava Cronin checks in for the first time tonight.
And now here's something that happened last year also was, you know, 2 quick fouls for Kenzie Davis.
Hughes driving, kicks it out left side. Carpenter now, she drives, loses the handle on it. Ball is loose on the ground. Carpenter regains possession. Ball is loose once again to the far sideline as Sydney Carpenter retains possession for Jackson. Now Walburn driving out to Sydney Carpenter, right wing three, front iron, won't go. Jackson comes up with the offensive rebound. It's Walburn from the right elbow, in and out, won't go. Carpenter, another offensive rebound for Jackson. Steal at the top of the key for Conkle. 1-on-2 fast break. Going the other way. Scoop layup is good for the 5'10 senior.
Great start for Lexi Conkle so far. She's got 5 quick points with a tough steal and layup right there.
9-6 Minford lead halfway through the first. Entry pass left side to Hughes.
Yeah, I like what Jackson's trying to do there to try to get TJ Carpenter inside onto a post.
Carpenter hands it off to TJ Carpenter, taken away by Ava Cronin. Another turnover for Jackson. Right side three, Davis, too strong. Rebound for Walburn off the miss.
Really good look for Minford though. Good job boxing out by the Iron Ladies.
Under 3 minutes to go in the first. 9-6 Minford lead. Walburn driving, up with the right hand, blocked, offensive rebound, and we'll have a jump ball, our third of the quarter. This one will go with Minford. As Lexi Pendleton checks in for the first time tonight and for Kennedy Davis.
Yeah, just, you know, having Davis back just gives them that much more depth that Minford didn't have last year off of a team that was pretty good last year. And then you got everybody back besides her as well, so.
Sectional champs last year for the Falcons, taking down Peebles at home for the title as Sydney Hughes comes up with the takeaway for Jackson.
Yeah, just trying to force it inside a little bit too much to Lindsey Williams there.
Sydney Carpenter driving far side, foul is called. This will be
a big one because I think this is going to be on Lexi Conkle. Yeah, it is. It's her second.
This one will be on the floor, so Walburn will inbound from the baseline.
Yeah, we're going to get Kenny Davis back in.
Kennedy Davis re-enters for Lexi Conkle.
Yeah, Conkle had 5 quick points, but it's got 2 hands up there.
Give and go right back to Walburn. Now Sydney Carpenter. She'll back it out and reset. Carpenter driving, scoop layup with the right hand, draws the foul.
Yeah, Jackson just trying to clear things out to get somebody driving. That way it can eventually open things up for TJ Carpenter.
First trip tonight to the line for Sydney Carpenter. 9-6 lead. It will remain after the first. Big thank you to Kenneth Hay for making the trip down to Minford to work the camera. Missed him at Waverly last week. He's back in action as Carpenter knocks down the second.
Yeah, he had a winter job and got laid off in 2 ways that same day. Glad to have him back.
Reisner kicks it out. Williams from the mid-range gets it to go.
Yeah, tough shot there for Lindsey Williams, but she got her feet set. And, I mean, that's the second time they've ran a similar action for her, so I'm guessing that is a shot she makes with some consistency.
5 points for the 6'4" junior. 11-7 lead for Minford. Carpenter driving, right hand, tough shot, can't get it to go. Walburn extends the possession. Deep mid-range jumper, in and out, won't go. Another offensive rebound for Carpenter, who has it taken away. Minford comes up with the steal. It's Maggie Reisner. Now Cronin from the left side. Can't hit. Walburn fighting for the rebound. It's out of bounds on Jackson, and it will stay here with Minford.
Yeah, right now, I think it's going to get overturned with this talk. Yeah. I thought it was Kennedy was coming in from behind to knock that loose. But right now, it started early that Jackson was really out hustling Minford, but it feels like Minford's doing it right back now.
Call on the floor is reverse. Jackson basketball, trailing by 4, close to a minute left here in the first.
They're right now for Minford, but well, now they're coming out in the zone.
Entry pass left side to Walburn, right back to Carpenter. Now Hughes right side. Five-second call on Carpenter in the right corner. That turns it right back over to Minford.
Yeah, the zone look was a little different there for the Falcons, which confused Jackson, and they were just kind of stagnant. Ends up with a 5-second call.
Now Minford basketball up by 4.
See if they hold for 1 here.
Pendleton drives, brings it back out, now back to the corner. Driving baseline, feed to the mid-range. Reisner can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Williams, putback is good.
7 now for Lindsey Williams.
The height advantage paying in dividends here in the first. 10 to shoot, Walburn. Brings it back out, clock now down to 6.
I don't know what we're getting.
Whistle with exactly 5 seconds to go.
We're going to get a double foul on Lindsey Williams.
Marley Pendleton re-enters for Lindsey Williams, who picks up her first foul. The other foul was on TJ Carpenter of Jackson.
I don't know what this call is because I haven't seen this with the 5th foul of the quarter. Like, I don't know if that's...
Should send...
But with it being a double...
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
4 to shoot, Carpenter. Now to Hughes, way downtown from the from the volleyball line. Nonetheless, can't get it to go. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 13-7, Minford out in front. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. And be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
13-7, a 6-point lead for the Fighting Falcons as we head into quarter number 2.
Yeah, really good start for Minford. They've done a lot of their damage on the offensive glass. Lindsey Williams playing really well. She's got 7 points and 2 rebounds so far. Lexi Conkle with 5 quick points, but she's got 2 fouls. Another player with 2 fouls is Kenzie Davis for Jackson. Only 1 point so far, 2 fouls. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back at some point in this. Now they're having difficulty figuring out whose ball it is.
Scoreboard reads Minford basketball, but it will be Jackson's. It will be Minford's on the next jump.
I feel like the double foul is a jump ball, and that may have been why. But then it would still be Jackson ball. So I don't. Maybe they changed it on the scoreboard thinking that is the double foul.
Nonetheless, Iron Ladies starting things off for us here in quarter number 2.
A good chance to get going here.
Down by 6. Hughes left side 3. Back iron won't go. Rebound goes to Minford. It's Maggie Reisner. Reisner pushing it up the other way. Cronin underneath, kicks it out. Mid-range jumper on the way. Too short. Lexi Pendleton's shot won't go. TJ Carpenter with the rebound.
It's still a decent look.
Iron Ladies looking to get reigning FAC Player of the Year TJ Carpenter going here in the second quarter.
And right now, Minford playing without Lindsey Williams or Lexi Conkle in the lineup, just trying to keep their lead or build as they get another turnover there.
Backcourt violation on the Iron Ladies, right back to Minford.
5th turnover already for Jackson.
Maggie Reisner set to inbound from the far sideline into Ava Cronin. Across half, Kennedy Davis far side, right back to Cronin. Looking underneath, it's intercepted. Kenzie Davis with the steal.
I like the look inside because Davis is, guarding on the interior. Try to get her a 3rd foul.
Ball is poked out of bounds by Maggie Reisner. Check that, it was Lexi Pendleton.
I don't know.
Strong effort from the junior. It will stay here with Jackson.
I don't know if you're going to see a player that plays harder than Lexi Pendleton. As you can see an evidence of her just drilling the bench.
Walburn left wing 3 on the way. Yes.
Should have been an and one there. Nice shot by Walburn. She's got 5.
First points of the quarter. Feed down low, intercepted. Sydney Carpenter now on the break. Loses the handle on it, still has possession, however, called for a travel before she was able to pass it away. It'll go back to Minford as Lindsey Williams checks back in for Lexi Pendleton.
And now they're going to bring a little bit more pressure now. Jackson, who showed a 1-2-2 earlier, now bringing what appears to be a man press, or as my college professor would say, a person press.
Reisner up the far side, gets it out to Cronin. However, foul on the Iron Ladies. Foul is on Maddie Walburn.
It's her first.
First foul for Walburn, leading the Iron Ladies in points with 5 thus far. Pass tipped out of bounds by Jackson. It will stay here with Minford.
See what Minford tries to do scoring here. And you might be able to get it to Lindsey Williams there, but it's going to be a weird angle.
Here's Davis driving with the right hand off the glass and in for 2. 15-10 now, Minford.
Nice drive by Kennedy Davis there, and Lindsey Williams set a nice screen high. Now we're going to see a strange matchup. I think we're going to switch there. Going to get the switch with Lindsey Williams.
Entry pass left side to Walburn. Screen from Davis. Walburn, deep 3, puts it in. Back-to-back 3s for Walburn.
Absolutely buried that one. After getting fouled on the previous one, nice job there for Walburn.
A game high of 8 now for Walburn. Cuts Minford's lead down to 2. Trap around half, gets it out. Top of the key 3, Davis can't get it to go. Walburn another rebound.
Yeah, good look there for Kennedy Davis. But you're gonna get a carry. I say, but it's also, if you're Jackson, you almost live you live with them taking those shots from deep, because inside is where it's just not a good matchup.
Bailey Hammonds checks in for the first time tonight for Minford, in for Maggie Reisner.
Hammonds had a nice game last year in that sectional final against Peebles. Made some big plays in that one.
Davis driving, hands it off to Cronin. Feed down low to Pendleton is taken away. Maddie Walburn comes up with a loose ball.
Excellent chance here for Jackson to get themselves even or take the lead. Yep.
Feed underneath to Davis. Foul on the floor before the shot, so Walburn went inbound from the baseline. Foul is on Marley Pendleton, her first.
Good to see Minford getting Conkle back in. Just got to be smart. Can't foul here. They need her in the game, especially on the offensive end.
(15-13) halfway through the second. Minford leading Walburn. Drives in, now Davis. Swings it to the corner, right side. Pump fake, mid-range jumper for Carpenter. Too strong. Offensive rebound for Mullet. Her shot is no good. Williams comes up with the rebound. We have a quick foul the other way for Jackson.
Well, called it on Walburn. That's her second. Couple good looks there for Jackson, just unable to convert, and it leads to a foul, only their second of the quarter. But that's now two on Walburn and Davis.
Davis driving, gets it to Williams. Mid-range jumper is off the mark. Rebound is loose. Cronin attempting to get it back into play, unable to do so. That'll hand it over to Jackson, down by 2, 4 minutes to go in quarter number 2.
Yeah, just good activity defensively. I like what Jackson's done this quarter. I mean, giving up 15 in the first quarter, only 2 so far in the second. They've upped their defensive intensity, and that's got them back in this game, along with Maddie Walburn shooting.
Sydney Hughes back into the contest for Jackson.
Nice pass.
Walburn, third three, yes! 3 for 3 from beyond the arc for Walburn.
She's got all 9 in the quarter. I almost said 8 because I'm not good at math, but 3 straight threes, all buried by the senior.
First lead of the night for the Ironladies, 16-15. Cronin, back to Conkle, left wing 3, yes!
Good offense. Use a little misdirection there, getting Conkle an open look. She's got 8.
Falcons right back in front, 18-16. Walburn passes it over. Davis driving baseline. Reverse layup, can't get it to go. Kennedy Davis, the defensive board. Falcons push it ahead. Conkle, mid-range jumper, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, nearly an offensive rebound for Hammonds. Loses the handle and out of bounds. Right back to Jackson as Sydney Carpenter checks back in. We'll have our first time out of the night. It will be for the Ironladies. It will be a full, and we will step aside. 18-16, Minford leading, 2:59 to go in the first half. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
The warmth of the holiday season is all wrapped up in the generous gifts we share. When you sign up for fiber internet with Horizon, we'll donate $10 to the YMCA in your community. Call Horizon at 740-772-8331 or visit us at horizonconnects.com before December 31st, and you'll also get 1 month free plus free installation on your service. It's a little bit of holiday magic that comes when you make the most meaningful connections with Horizon.
18-16, Minford leading with 3 minutes to go in quarter number 2, but what a quarter it has been, John, for the 5'9" senior Maddie Walburn.
Yeah, she was 1 for 6 from the field in the first quarter, and it looked like they were getting closer as the game went on. And, I mean, she buried that first 3 where she got more or less hammered on the shot, and then since then, I don't know if the other 2 have hit anything but the bottom of the net. So, done a great job getting them back into this contest. Down by 6 coming into the quarter, now only down 2. They actually had the lead for a very short time before Lexi Conkle 3 gave it back to the Falcons.
Sydney Carpenter across half court, hands it off now. Walburn right side. Now TJ Carpenter, entry pass, feeding down low to Davis, and we'll have a foul off the ball. It'll be on Lindsay Williams.
That'll be her second. So 2 fouls apiece for Lexi Conkle, Lindsay Williams, and Marley Pendleton. So that could be, we're going to see Marley Pendleton probably come back in for Williams. And now let's see if Jackson tries to go inside to Kenzie Davis. She has 2 fouls, but she's kind of a monster on the inside.
Only 1 point tonight for Davis. Up and under, make that 3. We're all tied up at 18.
Yeah, you got to try to see if you can get that advantage back, and Davis has great post moves, and she shows it right there with the up and under for 2 to tie this game up.
18 points in their last, 10.5 per 3 here tonight for Davis.
Like to see what Minford tries to go offensively here, especially with Williams out. Looks like they're still doing their 2-man action on the inside.
Cronin's pass nearly gets away from Lexi Conkle. She retains possession as we reach the 2-minute mark here in quarter number 2. Davis driving baseline, throws it out to Cronin. Ran out of room, touches the baseline. That'll hand it back over to the Iron Ladies with just under 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
Yeah, they tried to run that hammer action. I think Davis just got, actually may have been defended a little bit too well because it forced her to take an extra half step, which ends up getting on the baseline.
Cronin comes up with the steal on the inbound. Cronin now the other way, blocked by TJ Carpenter, right back to Jackson.
Nice recovery there by Carpenter. Could have been a disaster, but she comes back, gets the stop.
Travel on the other end. Sydney Carpenter called for the extra step. That'll hand it right back to Minford as Lindsay Williams checks back in with 1:41 to go in the second.
And one thing that, if I'm Minford, I might be saying something to Lexi Conkle because she has jumped that handoff multiple times with some physicality. You don't want her to pick up her 3rd here in the second quarter.
Right side 3 for Conkle, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound for Cronin, extends the possession for Minford. Reisner now driving, right hand off the glass, won't go. Offensive rebound for Lindsay Williams, put back is no good, however, draws the foul. 2 shots coming up for the junior.
And that's one of the things that, you get the shot from Conkle, doesn't fall, but because she's going to get back in transition, you got 4 people crashing the boards. Reisner, nice drive, doesn't score, but Lindsay Williams able to crash the boards without fouling. And now, if she makes the second one, she'll be coming out. And, you at least at this point have a lead. She's got 8.
3rd foul for Kenzie Davis. Williams knocks down the pair.
Now 3 for 3 at the line, 9 points for the junior. And now you get defense or offense. You got a couple players you sit. Make sure you keep them out of foul trouble. I think you're probably going to go back to the zone. That way you have a little better chance of slowing down. Well, I was going to say of slowing down Kenzie Davis, but she's out of the lineup. So you got to make sure in this zone that you know where Maddie Walburn is at all times.
Right side 3 for Hughes. Can't get it to go. Rebound for Cronin. Check that, Bailey Hammonds on the rebound. Now Cronin left side. Mid-range jumper, too strong. Rebound for Sydney Carpenter off the miss.
Yeah, I think Coach Walburn will probably want him to slow it down a little bit here.
Left side 3, TJ Carpenter off the mark. Rebound for Cronin.
Yeah, I think if you're Minford, you want to slow down, I would almost use a timeout too. And you got 5, maybe get your offenders in.
Right side, Pendleton, guarded by Walburn. Cronin, top of the key, can't get it to go. Walburn with the rebound. Foul will presumably be on Lexi Pendleton. Third foul for Minford, so Jackson will inbound from the baseline. On the season, TJ Carpenter, Walburn, and Davis averaging 45 points per game as a trio. Held to just 15 here in the first half, and 11 of those for Maddie Walburn.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do defensively. You got to try to slow down the big guns of the opponent, and they've held down 2 of the 3, but one's carrying the load so far.
5 to shoot, Walburn. Touche ball on the way, can't get it to go. Rebound for the Falcons, and that will take us to the break. 20-18, Minford out in front. We'll take a quick break and come back with the halftime show. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Hey everyone, Mike Glockner.
I'm Brandon Callahan.
Of the all-new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Service Center in Portsmouth, Ohio. We have a $39.95 oil change special going on right now. That includes a free tire rotation and free multi-point inspection. Schedule your appointment online at glocknercdjr@portsmouth.com.
I got a final score for you. Clay, 30. Miller, 25.
There we go.
Let's go.
Panthers getting a win.
I'm just so excited for them to have more than 5 players next year because it's so exciting to see them get these wins now. And then I think they return everybody, plus they have a good 8th grade group coming back. One of the teams we talk about on Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
Minford leading 20-18 as we reach the break. An outstanding defensive performance for the Falcons as they carry a 2-point lead into the second half.
Yeah, really good defensive performance, as you mentioned there. I mean, anytime you can hold TJ Carpenter to, you presume that she's scoring 11 points a half, with averaging 22 a game, to only 3 points in the first half. And really, there was no scoring. I mean, Kenzie Davis had 1 layup, but besides that, it was just Maddie Walburn's 3. So you got to try to take that part away from her game. Well, keep doing what you're doing on Kenzie Davis and TJ Carpenter if you're Minford. And really, you got through the second quarter with your 3 top scorers in Lexi Conkle, Lindsey Williams, and Marley Pendleton. Yeah, they all had 2 fouls, but they only have 2 fouls. They didn't pick up a third in that quarter, so that's big for them. Kennedy Davis, you can tell the difference that she brings for them from last year to this year with her being healthy, just giving them that extra length and ability to be able to score has been a big, major contribution for this Falcons team. For Jackson, I think you got to see. You got to keep going with your kids that have gotten you there. And Kenzie Davis has only gotten 3 shot attempts, mostly because of foul trouble. But TJ Carpenter's gotten 7 shot attempts. Maddie Walburn has 10. So, I mean, you're getting those 2 the shots you wanted to get, but now you got to try to get Kenzie Davis going a little bit in the second half. And for Minford, I mean, I think the biggest thing is going to be keep Lexi Conkle and Lindsey Williams out of foul trouble, keep them on the floor, try to get a third scorer going, because besides those 2, they've only got 3 points, 2 from Kennedy Davis, 1 from Marley Pendleton. So you got to see if you can find a third scorer for them as well.
6.5 minutes to go here in the break. 20-18, Minford leading at the half.
Yeah, and then one of the things that this is new this year. There's a couple of new things. So the 5 fouls at each quarter leads to the bonus. I feel like that's we're 1 month into the season. I feel like everyone at least has a general idea of what's going on with that. Another that is new this year is and this is how some people feel about it. It's the Max Preps rankings are going to be used for tournament seedings this year. Now, if you've ever seen the old RPI rankings, I think it's the it's not CBI now, but it's got like a
CPI.
It may be, like it's used for to help with it used to be the RPI for the basketball tournament for the NCAA. Whenever they would do the seeding for March Madness and whatnot, it was always used as one of the factors. Well, now the RPI is using who you beat, or at least who you played, based off of your schedule, and it puts it into one number, and it ranks the teams from 1 to 805 in the state, and then they'll break it down by each division, and then in each district. So at this point, the reason why I mentioned that, at this point, Jackson is 8-0 overall. They are 5th in the Max Preps rankings in the Southeast District at this point. So that means that if the tournament seeding would be coming now, they would be the 5 seed, and they would play, I believe it would be Marietta, because it's either Marietta or Circleville. I know the 1 would be Fairland, the 2 would be Sheridan. So right now for these teams, they want to stack wins to help them in their ranking, and they want to do so against good teams. So this win for whichever team wins this will help them significantly in the rankings, because not only now but throughout the season, because both of these teams are going to win a lot of games. Now for Minford, they are currently 12th in the Max Preps rankings in the Southeast District in Division 3. So for them, any win's going to help, but a win over a Division 2 team that's going to win a lot of games would be huge for Minford, especially as they enter league play. And then here's the part that is even more important for a team like Portsmouth West, who lost to Jackson. They want to see Minford win, because then it's almost like they're getting credit for beating themselves if they would be able to beat Minford as well. So it's key for league teams. Even in your non-league, you want your league compadres to knock off the teams in the non-conference to be able to keep your rankings up.
Especially for a team like Minford, I mean, picking up a win over a Division II team,
yes,
obviously that helps you out a ton, picking up a win over a team in a higher division as you. And, for Jackson, we talked about, obviously a match in February against Yoda, a great chance to, obviously got to win here tonight first. You got to win at home against Adina a little bit later on in the season, but a chance to go into a match with Yoda, who at that point will probably be somewhere, I'm not sure how many wins they would have, but probably have about 2 losses. And then, you're talking about February, so it's getting later into the season. So if Jackson were to go undefeated to that point, you're talking 18, 19, 20-0. If you go undefeated to that point, that could set up one of the premier regular season matchups, especially in Division II girls.
Yeah, and especially with how they've rolled through the FAC so far. Obviously, they don't want to look ahead, but, we're not them. So we can look ahead a little bit on that. Now, where Minford, I think we're probably going to see them, another time or two, as we're trying to spread out. This is our 9th game, and these will be teams 16 and 17. We've seen one team twice so far, so we're trying to see as many teams as we can as we get ready for tournament play. And
it was Waverly.
Yeah, it was Waverly boys. So we're trying to see as many teams as we can, getting ready for tournament play. But once these leagues really get going, I think this is a Minford team that we may see again down the road, because we are expecting the SOC 3 to be very tightly contested, and there should be some really good games. Where like the FAC, maybe it won't be
Well, for Jackson, look more for the non-league games. If they carry an undefeated record into the game with Yoda, that would definitely be one of interest. But really within the FAC, the way they've handled themselves in their first trip around, it doesn't really make any of those league matchups as intriguing as a non-matchup against Yoda, a non-league matchup against Adina, or a non-league matchup against Minford may look to us.
Right.
Under a minute to go here in the break. Want to take a moment to give a big thank you to all of our sponsors: Glockner Family of Dealerships, Parmar Stores, Willie & Son Trucking, McDonald's, the Schmidt Family Restaurant Group, and Horizon for making all of our weekly winter sports live streams possible.
Yeah, our sponsors are phenomenal. We also appreciate you've mentioned them already, but Kenneth Hay, the athletic directors that let us come and be a part of this, just everything that makes this possible for us to be able to get out and showcase these games.
If you didn't get a chance to check out this week's episode of Overtime presented by McDonald's, head over to SOSA's YouTube page and go under the podcast tab and check out this week's episode. John and I go over the weekly boys and girls basketball landscapes, including a segment where we preview this game right here, as well as some other segments with timestamps in the description down below if you're interested in that. So Minford will start off the second half with possession as Sydney Carpenter comes away with a quick steal, easy layup the other way. That ties it up at 20 apiece.
Yeah, and that's pretty much exactly what you could ask for if you're Coach Walburn, to get a steal and a layup. Now you're already tied.
Entry pass left side to Reisner. Top of the key, Conkle far side, Kennedy Davis. Conkle backs it back out, resets, another entry pass to the right side. Davis back to Conkle at the top of the key.
Yeah, right now they're just any entry pass for Williams, she's going to be fronted and backed. Going to make it really difficult for her to get the ball in the post.
Davis comes up with the loose ball. A shot off the back iron is good. Lead back in favor of the Falcons, 22-20.
Actually, it was Conkle on the play. Ends up finding the loose ball. So give her 10. Only 1 point away from game high honors, which go to Maddie Walburn at this point.
Walburn crosses over, step back, shot from 15, won't go. Offensive rebound for Walburn, taken away. Maggie Reisner with the steal off the rebound. Up the far sideline, draws the foul on Sydney Carpenter. That'll be her first tonight.
Yeah, not the worst thing. I mean, you're trying to be more aggressive defensively for Jackson, so picking up a couple fouls as long as it's not on Walburn or Davis is no biggie at this point.
Davis splits the half-court pressure. However, her pass underneath is taken away by Kenzie Davis, who finds Sydney Hughes. Now Maddie Walburn up the far sideline for Jackson.
Yes, second steal for Kenzie Davis so far. She's down to a little slowdown here.
2 minutes into the second half. 2-2 third quarter thus far. Nice find down low to Davis, up with the left hand, ties it at 22.
Yeah, it's a slightly more unconventional high-low game that they play as they're out beyond the three-point line, but it opens up so much room inside. Kenzie Davis with a great job of just catching and finishing with the left hand inside.
Davis driving, guarded by Hughes, kicks it to the corner, but called for a travel prior to that, so that'll hand it right back over to the Ironladies.
3 turnovers on 4 possessions for Minford. Not an ideal start to the second half.
Walburn looking underneath. Davis double teamed, up for the reverse layup, draws the foul.
He may have gotten away with a walk there, but it's going to be Conkle's third. Bailed out a little bit as very under the basket on that, but Davis will take it. She's 1 for 2 at the line so far, 5 points.
Davis knocks down the first as Lexi Pendleton and Ava Cronin enter for the first time this half, and for Lexi Conkle and Kennedy Davis. First lead this half for Jackson. This one will stay here with the Iron Ladies as Maggie Reisner is unable to corral the defensive rebound.
Yeah, good break there for Jackson. Get a chance to build off the lead even with the missed free throw.
Walburn inbounding. Davis looking for her first non-free throw points of the night. She'll have to wait as she draws the foul. She'll head to the line, 2 shots.
It's going to be Lexi Pendleton's second. I'll say one thing, the play designs that Jackson has in the baseline out of bounds, the blobs, have been really effective so far tonight. 4 now for TJ Carpenter. Yeah, they had 2 of her points incorrect on the board.
Nonetheless,
she had an and one.
Nonetheless, Carpenter knocks down the pair. The lead is up to 3 now for Jackson. Reisner driving right side, up with the right hand, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Davis, out of bounds. On the tip by Lindsey Williams, it'll go with Jackson.
Yeah, just a really good job so far for, Jackson, what they've been able to do to slow Lindsey Williams down, just not even letting her get a look at the basket because, fronting and backing her, she's not even having a chance to get the ball.
(25-22), Jackson leading, under 5 minutes to go in the third. Walburn backs it out near side, screen from Davis. Now Carpenter, now back to Davis, pump fakes on the top of the key 3, spin move underneath, scoop layup is no good and out of bounds.
Yeah, good defense there by Minford, forcing the turnover. See if they can get something going offensively. So
only 2 points in the first 4 minutes of this quarter. Underneath Williams, off the glass, won't go. Offensive rebound, Pendleton, put back is good.
Yeah, good job by Pendleton being there on the backside. He's got 3. She's a major part for this team because she can really hurt a team with how she rebounds and finishes on the backside when Williams gets the extra attention that she does.
Iron Lady lead cut down to 1. Cross-court pass nearly intercepted by Maggie Reisner. Now it is intercepted. Lindsey Williams with the steal. Minford the other way. Maggie Reisner gives the Falcons back the lead.
That's a great finish by Maggie Reisner. Going through some contact and finishing, takes the lead right back.
26-25 Minford. Near side, Carpenter. Back to Walburn, nearly loses the handle, but a retained possession. 2-3 zone from the Falcons. Walburn driving back, Carpenter, top of the key 3, puts it in.
5 now in the quarter, 6 overall for Sydney Carpenter. Big time 3 from the sophomore.
Carpenter nearly comes away with the steal on the other side. It's out of bounds on Jackson. It will stay here with Minford.
I think we're going to go 30 here for Jackson. But that, a play like that from Sydney Carpenter is what they need because right now, Minford doesn't mind sitting in a zone and just putting all their attention on as a shooter is Maddie Walburn. But Sydney Carpenter showing that she can shoot it makes it a lot harder to guard that in the half court if you're the mighty Minford Falcons. I like to throw the mighty in there.
I think I said fighting Falcons earlier,
yeah.
Which I guess technically isn't inaccurate. But
yeah, I'm terrified of Falcons. So, and they have one of the more aggressive mid-court logos with the Falcon, the Talon wrapping around the M. I like it.
Definitely one of my favorite logos in our coverage area.
Yeah, so here coming out of the break, Minford's got to try to see if they can get it inside, because if you get it inside, you got a good chance to score on the backside. I wouldn't be surprised if Lexi Conkle comes back sometime soon, but they may be holding her out to the fourth, especially if they're, within one possession or so.
Lexi Pendleton inbounds to Maggie Reisner, who brings it near side. Far side, Pendleton looking underneath, pass is deflected right back to her. Now double teamed on the far sideline, gets it out to Cronin.
Yeah, right now.
Reisner underneath, all the way over to Pendleton, off the glass and in. Nice find from Lindsey Williams.
It's weird to say that Jackson defense was almost too aggressive, because, after the initial surge at them, all Minford had to do was just maintain their poise. They're going to find someone open. Great job by Williams to do so.
Tied up at 28 apiece. Marley Pendleton comes up with the steal. 2-on-2 break over to Pendleton. Driving up with the right hand. Too strong off the glass. Rebound for Walburn off the loose ball. Pass ahead to Carpenter. Saves it from going out of bounds. Walburn driving. Pull up mid-range jumper. In and out. Williams the rebound.
They're getting a little hectic right now.
Pass the other way is tipped out of bounds. No, they'll say no tip. It'll stay here with Minford.
I think we're going to get
a tip.
We'll
go with Jackson. Refs discussing on the far sideline. Appeared to be tipped out of bounds, and it was. It will stay here with Minford.
Lillian Mapes checks in for Jackson here. Offensive
foul called on the Falcons.
It's going to be Lindsey Williams. She's got her hands down in the defender. The throw-in was a little too, stationary. It wasn't moving like Williams was. So I think she was trying to avoid the foul, but in doing so, she fouls.
Third foul for Lindsey Williams. Kennedy Davis re-enters for the 6'4" junior.
Get her a little breather going here into the fourth.
Carpenter driving, Euro step underneath, can't roll it up and in. Davis the rebound off the miss. Final 90 seconds of the third. Cronin feeds to Pendleton, driving, left hand, off the glass, won't go. TJ Carpenter, the rebound for Jackson. Pushing it up ahead. Ava Cronin tips it away. Pendleton with the loose ball.
I think Minford's going to be able to get the ball inside if they are patient with it.
Pendleton driving, left hand, shot is blocked away. Maddie Walburn with the rebound.
Good defense there by Jackson. Now, for Jackson, you want to get a good shot. You got the possession to start the fourth. Let's see what they try to do. I think they're probably going to hold for one, but I think they fired one up pretty early in one. I think it was the second.
Final 25 of the third. 28 apiece. Eight-point quarter so far for the Falcons. 10 points for Jackson. 9 to shoot. Walburn brings it near side. 5 to shoot. Looking underneath for Carpenter. It's intercepted from half court. Shot is off the backboard and no good. Not enough time for the putback for Cronin. And that'll take us to the end of the third. We'll head to the fourth. Tied up 28 apiece. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking, each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
8 minutes to go in regulation, tied up 28 apiece.
Hey, we got a fun one so far. I mean, Jackson has won the second and third quarters after trailing 13-7 to start. So let's see. I mean, now it comes down to who wins the fourth and final. See who gets this ball game.
Jackson basketball to begin the final quarter of regulation. TJ Carpenter driving, kicks it to Hughes. Now Sydney Carpenter to TJ Carpenter. Carpenter driving, flicks it over to Hughes, drives and kicks. Now Walburn near side.
Yeah, that's against this zone, just getting kind of bunched up. That could be 4. Ooh.
Davis called for the travel on the drive. That'll hand it back over to Minford 30 seconds into the fourth.
I thought it was going to be foul number 4 on Lindsey Williams. Let him play a little bit, leads to the travel.
Jackson 8-0, Minford 5-2. Feed underneath to Lindsey. Williams is poked out of bounds by TJ Carpenter. Longest winning streak to begin the season for Jackson since joining the FAC, their longest since the 2012-2013 season. Started the year on a 21-game win streak. Pendleton underneath, feeds it. Williams, mid-range jumper, knocks it down.
Yeah. Williams is very efficient from 15 feet, knocks down another jumper there. She's knocked down 3 jump shots in the game.
TJ Carpenter driving, has it blocked away by Lindsey Williams. However, TJ Carpenter comes up with the loose ball off the Davis steal, going the other way, off the glass and in for 2 for TJ Carpenter.
Yeah, that was a huge momentum play right there by Kenzie Davis to keep that alive. And now maybe TJ Carpenter can get going a little bit as she has her first made basket since the first quarter.
Cross-court pass, Davis driving, hands it off to Pendleton, off the glass and in for 2.
Pendleton with 7, 6 of them in the second half. Nice job there by Kennedy Davis to find her for the layup.
Falcons back in front. Walburn, top of the key 3, count it.
Walburn has made her last 4 attempts from three-point range. That's her first 3 since halfway through the second quarter.
14 points now for Walburn. 33-32 Jackson. Foul on the left wing.
I think we're going to get Sydney Hughes on this.
Third foul for Sydney Hughes. Check that.
First. She's not on the board. Yeah, the opposite side has 2 for the number 21, which is Marley Pendleton.
Ironladies by 1, under 6 to go in the fourth. Conkle loses the handle. Carpenter on the floor. Timeout Jackson.
Great hustle there by TJ Carpenter. We're going to have a 30 to save the possession. And really, that's just for Minford just getting in too big of a hurry there on their offense. You just, once again, whatever team's going to win this game just has to keep putting stops together because it seems like the offenses, for a game that's 33-32, are, getting going at a pretty decent clip right now. To where when they're getting shots off and maintaining possession, they're scoring. So put some stops together defensively. You're going to get, a decent amount of looks on the offensive end.
Shout out to all of our winter sports live stream sponsors: Glockner Family of Dealerships, Parmar Stores, Willie & Son Trucking, McDonald's, the Schmidt Family Restaurant Group, and Horizon. 33-32, Jackson Ironladies with possession.
Reisner's almost got 2 or 3 of those steals in that top side of the zone.
Hughes feeding down low to Davis, falls down, back out to Hughes. Carpenter feeding down low to Davis, one-on-one with Williams. Spin move, offensive foul on Davis. That'll be her 4th.
Now, from the angle we're at, I was going to say, I'm thinking she may have gotten away or may have gone with the hook, and that's what the call was, because the position of the official seemed like that was going to be the call. That's her 4th.
6 points, 4 fouls for Kenzie Davis. Entry pass left side to Reisner. Off the screen, feed down low. Pendleton splits the double team, can't get it to go. Off the miss, offensive rebound for Williams. Put back is no good. Draws the foul, she'll head to the line.
Yeah, kind of a wild play there. It looked like Marley Pendleton may have gotten fouled. Was not called. Ends up going to Lindsey Williams. She gets a chance to go to the line where she's 3 for 3 on the night.
First shot for Williams is no good. It remains a 33-32 ball game as Ava Cronin checks back in for Marley Pendleton. Second free throw from Williams on the way for the tie, yes.
Yeah, a very good 15-foot jump shooter and also a very good 15-foot free throw shooter. 4 for 5 now.
Splits the pair, ties it up at 33 apiece. Hughes loses the handle. Cronin comes up with the steal. A jump ball call would go with the Falcons. And it will.
Yeah, nice job by Ava Cronin. Active hands. She's brought in really as a defensive player and does a nice job there getting her 3rd steal already of the night. Now we're going to see Kenzie Davis checking out on defense.
Lillian Mapes re-enters. Entry pass left side to Cronin, now top of the key Reisner. Reisner driving left side, now Cronin. Feed back to Reisner, right side 3 for Conkle, can't hit. Rebound for Carpenter.
I think we're going to get a foul.
Foul underneath on Lindsey Williams. John, I believe that's her 4th.
Oh, they're going to call it on
Kennedy Davis.
Okay. So maybe fortunate there.
Only Davis is first. Williams still with 3.
Yeah, but a good look for Lexi Conkle. That's only her 2nd shot of the second half. They're going to take Williams out real quick. I mean, and right now, Kenzie Davis is back into the game for Jackson.
Gotta be careful with 4 fouls. Sydney Carpenter driving. Loses the handle, Mapes gets it out. TJ Carpenter off the fake, runner on the way. Back iron won't go. Kenzie Davis the offensive board. Put back is no good. Kennedy Davis with the defensive rebound. Falcons up the far sideline. Ava Cronin left side from the mid-range. Too strong offensive rebound, Davis. Now Reisner from the same spot connects.
Really good job by Kennedy Davis keeping that player alive. Maggie Reisner burying the jumper. She's got 4 all in the second half.
35-33 Minford. Underneath Davis. Tied up with Kennedy Davis. A jump ball. It'll stay here with Jackson.
And that's taking a play out of the Minford playbook there is, the front and back, making sure you have all of the attention you can get on the outstanding post player. Kennedy Davis, even though she missed last year, showing some senior savvy there to get there and draw the jump ball.
Halfway through the 4th. Maddie Walburn will inbound from the baseline. Floats it into Davis.
And now we are going to have a foul on Lindsey Williams.
Williams picks up her 4th. She'll come out for Marley Pendleton. quick foul for the 6'4 junior. Quick exit as well. Davis underneath, up and under, right hand, can't get it to go. Reisner the rebound. Brings it up the near side.
Oh, had Lexi Conkle open.
Cross-court pass, Conkle. Backs it back out beyond the arc.
Try to run some open concept here offensively.
Falcons looking to hand the Ironladies their first loss this season.
Good
timeout, Minford, their first tonight. It'll be a full for Coach Chuck Miller. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. And be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
35-33, the Falcons leading the undefeated Jackson Ironladies with 2:57 to go in the fourth quarter. It's Falcon basketball.
Yeah, let's see what they're going to do on the offensive end right now. It's you got a chance. You can run some clock. You can try to get a quick score. Either way, you want to make sure you don't end it in a live ball turnover, whatever you're going to do here. Fouls aren't an issue at this point overall as far as free throws go. Obviously, Kenzie Davis with 4 fouls and Lindsey Williams with 4 fouls. Those are the big ones, one for each team.
Here in the fourth, 3 fouls for Jackson, 2 for Minford. Cronin feeds it to the corner to Davis, who brings it out, nearly loses the handle on it. No backcourt call, as I believe Jackson made contact.
Yeah, Jackson had the last touch on it.
Left side, Reisner from about 15, can't hit. Offensive rebound for Cronin. Her putback is no good off the back iron. Carpenter with the rebound. This jump ball will stay here with Minford underneath.
Yeah, and I think it's smart here getting Lindsey Williams back into the game. You got a couple of good looks there, unable to get it to fall. But now you get a good offensive chance while you're on offense. Get Williams back in.
4 fouls for Lindsey Williams, also 12 points. Her shot is blocked away by Lillian Mapes.
Yeah, good job there by the freshman, making an impact immediately on the defensive end.
Davis driving baseline underneath with the left hand, ties it up at 35.
I think they're going to check the arrow. Just make sure that it's checked to the right side.
Scoreboard reads Minford. I believe it should be with Jackson now.
Yes.
Scoreboard still reads Minford, but possession with Jackson. Far side, looks like we'll have a timeout from Minford. It will be a 30 with 2:08 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, and Jackson coming out of that last timeout is really up their defensive intensity. 2:08 to play. You still have a foul to give before Minford will be in the bonus. And now, especially with the arrow, I think this is going to be really interesting to see how much they keep that defensive intensity up. And the biggest thing to me, I think if you're a coach, you just got to look and say, hey, especially like Kenzie Davis, Lindsey Williams, yeah, you have 4 fouls, but we got to have everything you got over this last 2:08. And if it does happen to go to overtime, you have to, you got to play like you don't have fouls. Because if you play cautiously, that's where you're going to be in big trouble. And maybe not be able to make every play you can for your team. One thing I'd like to see for Minford, you're going to probably look inside if you can. But I would like to see that two-man game on the inside, but Marley Pendleton out of the game at this point.
So just now tuning in as Minford turns it over on the inbounds. It'll go to Jackson.
Yeah,
the inbound from the far sideline around where Minford just turned it over. Minford leading 20-18 at the half. Then tied up 28 apiece coming into the fourth. Now tied up 35-35. 2 minutes to go in regulation.
Let's see how much time they run here, facing a zone. See if they try to clear it out, make Williams play some defense.
Carpenter driving, cross the key, intercepted. Going the other way, Reisner underneath, can't get it to go, draws the foul.
Yeah.
Takes it coast to coast. Chance to retake the lead here for Minford.
I mean, Maggie Reisner hasn't put up big stats today, but she's got 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals. And she's just making at least 1 or 2 plays every quarter. Now she's got a chance to make a big one here to make a free throw here. Hughes will check back in for Mapes.
Reisner gives the Falcons the lead, 36-35.
3 of her 5 in this fourth quarter.
Far side, Hughes back to Carpenter. Entry pass at the free throw line to Davis, right back to Sydney Carpenter.
Just kind of standing still on the outside.
Pass is tipped, coming away with the steal, it's Lexi Conkle. One-on-one with Carpenter, she'll back it out. Finds Cronin, over to Reisner. Back to Cronin, top of the key 3, can't get it to go. Ball is loose. Foul on the floor. We'll wait on the call. It could be against Williams. However, it looks like it will be Maggie Reisner, her first.
Not
TJ Carpenter with the rebound for Jackson.
Maybe not the shot you want there if you're Minford, as you get a chance to run some clock, especially now that you're going to be in the bonus. But let's see what they can do defensively here.
Iron Lady basketball, 60 seconds to go, 36-35 Minford. Over to Walburn, driving. Backs it out now, back to Carpenter.
Minford doing a really good job of finding the shooters, keeping the hand up. 2 timeouts left for Jackson, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them burn one here, because you don't want to take this all the way down to the end.
Over to Walburn, left wing 3, can't get it to go. Ball is out of bounds. Minford basketball, up by 1.
I mean, really, that's the shot you want, though, if you're Jackson. Walburn had made her last 4 threes, just unable to connect right there.
Full timeout for Minford. We'll keep it here, 36-35 Minford.
Yeah, now it's a spot, so that's one of the biggest things. It's going to make it a little more difficult to get the ball in for Minford. If you're Jackson, I think you got to try to get the jump ball because you got the arrow. So you try to get the jump ball. If they call a foul, they call a foul. But you got to try to extend this game, maybe not to the extent of, foul immediately, but I think you can force a turnover if you just really play in the in the full court. Maybe once you get in the half court, then you get the foul. But you also have to be careful, especially when you haven't been in this situation all year. How do you foul? Because I know I've coached some kids before that, like, when you say, hey, we got to give a foul, they're going to really give the foul, and you maybe get an intentional call. That's why you got to make sure you're going for the ball, because that way you don't give anyone any excuse to call an intentional, especially, if it is an intentional. Like that's the craziest part about, what is it in the NBA now, a take foul or a give foul? Yeah, it's an intentional foul. Everyone knows it is, but the wording is a little bit different.
Minford basketball, 28.7 seconds remaining in regulation. Next foul for Jackson will send the Falcons to the line shooting 2.
I think Jackson may have sent their sub up too late. No, they did not. I think she was just double checking to make sure she checked in because that sub's got to be in before the 15-second call of the timeout.
Inbound to Reisner, wide open on the break. Draws the foul, no shot, it will be on the floor. She'll head to the line for 2 shots.
This is going to be really interesting to see what they call.
Could potentially be a clear path foul.
Yeah.
There was nobody in front of Reisner.
I mean,
converted the layup.
It was an intentional foul, okay. And to me, if you're not going to count the shot, that's the right call.
So correct me if I'm wrong, that's 2 shots and possession of the basketball.
Yes.
So a huge foul here for Jackson.
Yeah, because I think you could almost not call that because she has the layup. But I think that is probably the right call.
2 shots now for Reisner. Sinks the first. Short on the second. It remains a 2-point basketball game. Minford 37, Jackson 35.
I think we're going to get a timeout for Minford to try to draw up probably their best baseline out of bounds play here. It's going to be another full.
We'll keep it here. 3rd timeout. Check that 4th timeout tonight for Minford. Still 1 remaining for the Falcons, 2 for Jackson.
Yeah, get the ball inbounds is the biggest thing here. You don't need to take a shot, but if you have a layup like Reisner was going to have there, yeah, take the layup. You want to guarantee the points because if she just, if TJ Carpenter doesn't foul there, that's 2 points.
Guaranteed
and the ball's
points
running.
A little better than time off the clock. And as we saw there with Reisner only splitting the pair, you never know what happens at the charity stripe.
Yeah, and that's where you have to try to figure out what your best option is here. Maybe you go to you maybe try to get the ball into Williams, but at the same time, you can get it into Conkle. You can also throw it into the backcourt because you have, since it's in the front court, you don't have the established area. Since it's out of bounds, it's not established in the front court, so you can throw it into the backcourt, give yourself plenty of room. And if you do, in that situation, I want to give the ball to Lexi Conkle because she can fly. But realistically here, you want to have your best inbounder taking it out. You have a timeout left still, so you can call the timeout if you don't get it in. I think the thing you don't want is, if you're going to throw it in the backcourt, to not get it.
Maggie Reisner set to inbound from the baseline. Running out of time, throws it to half court. Conkle is there. Near side, no foul call. It's poked out of bounds by Sydney Carpenter.
And that was, I was counting on my own, that was 4 seconds for Reisner. So great job of just getting the ball in right there.
Reisner will once again inbound, this time near sideline in front of her own bench. Into Conkle. Foul around half court. It's Lillian Mapes. That is her first.
Yeah, now Conkle will go to the line for the first time tonight. 10 points for the junior. I think if you're Jackson, you hope for, at best, a split. But, Minford, you're obviously hoping to knock down both. But Jackson still has 2 timeouts left and the possession. So you don't have to get a 3 here if you're Jackson.
Conkle pushes the lead to 3.
And now, make or miss, Jackson's going to get a chance to, run some, get the ball up court without running clock.
Conkle can't hit the second. Remains a 1-possession basketball game. Carpenter in the half court. Over to Davis, nearly taken away. Foul on the floor. It'll be on Minford. Their 4th of the quarter, so no free throws just yet for Jackson. Could be an interesting strategy here, as with 4 fouls, Minford could potentially foul and send them to the line to
Yeah.
shoot, too. But for now, a timeout for Jackson with 11.7 seconds to go in the quarter.
Yeah, and you're underneath here. What I would like to see them, I'd like to see them run that little, toss into, you can run the toss into Davis with Walburn repositioning herself on the back or inside after she throws it in, where Davis can either go to the basket, try to get a quick 2, or kick it out to Walburn to get a 3, because like we said, she's made 4 of her last 5 for the game. Definitely has a very good chance to knock down a shot here. But if you're Minford, do you want to give that foul?
Severe foul trouble for the Falcons as their 2 leading scorers in Lindsey Williams and Lexi Conkle, both with 4 fouls here in the final seconds of regulation.
Yeah, so if this does go to overtime, that's not great for Minford, but right now you just got to play through it. And the thing for Jackson, they still have the arrow. So, whatever happens here, if you miss a shot, go for the ball on the rebound, because you may be able to get that. And if you're Jackson, you still have a timeout. So like I said, you can go for the 2 here still because you have a little bit of time. I like coming out in the zone because they haven't came out in the zone yet defensively.
Walburn to inbound.
On the baseline out of bounds, they had not.
Into Davis. Now Carpenter, right wing. Back to Walburn, 7 to shoot.
Gonna have to get a 3.
Walburn loses the handle, over to Davis, deep 3 for the tie, off the backboard, it won't go. Minford hands Jackson their first loss in 2023.
Just outstanding defense there to end the game for the Falcons, just not giving a look at all for Jackson from 3 to tie it.
38-35 is our final. Minford moves to 6-2 on the season. Jackson, their first loss this year, falls to 8-1. We'll take a quick break. Stay tuned for the post-game show right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
The warmth of the holiday season is all wrapped up in the generous gifts we share. When you sign up for fiber internet with Horizon, we'll donate $10 to the YMCA in your community. Call Horizon at 740-772-8331 or visit us at horizonconnects.com before December 31st, and you'll also get 1 month free plus free installation on your service. It's a little bit of holiday magic that comes when you make the most meaningful connections with Horizon.
38-35, Minford comes away with the shocker at home, handing the Ironladies their first loss of the season. Now 8-1 for Jackson heading into the new year. Their next contest will be next Wednesday, January 4th. They'll head back to Jackson to host the Piketon Red Streaks. For Minford, 6-2. They'll start league play next Wednesday at Lucasville Valley. Still 0-0 in the SOC 3. Jackson already halfway through FAC play this season.
Yeah, this was a game really, first and fourth quarters belonged to the Falcons. The middle quarters belonged to the Ironladies, and, Minford
tight all the way through.
Just makes a couple more plays down the stretch. Really, after Reisner gets out, and that was just a miscommunication by Jackson defensively, and Reisner is able to get out, gets the intentional foul call, but they get 2 points out of that possession eventually, and then, technically Kenzie Davis gets a 3 off there at the end, but that's an extraordinarily tough shot over a 6'4" player from deep, and she hadn't shot a 3 all game. So
coming into tonight, she was 2 of 4 from beyond the
right.
yard.
So
only 4, averaging half a 3 per game. So obviously not traditionally a 3-point shooter, although we did see her bank in I think she actually switched it from half court last year to Dina.
Yeah, so for Jackson, one thing, you go on the road, you face a tough opponent. The good thing for you get to go back, you get to figure things out, you get to watch the film, you get better off of this, because really games like this are going to happen. TJ Carpenter averages 22 points a game, only had 7 tonight. So you have to figure out, some of these other kids have to step up. Sydney Carpenter, I know, doesn't average 6 a game. She goes out, scores 6.
4.9.
Yeah, so she scores a point above her average. And really, you hold Minford to 38, so you do a good job on the defensive end. It's just, offensively, you just got to figure out a couple things with where maybe a couple of your top options aren't working out as well tonight. So for Jackson, Maddie Walburn, 14 points. She had 9 in that second quarter. She also had hit 4 threes in a row at one point. I believe was 4 for 7 for the game from three-point range. So a really good night for her overall. 8 rebounds as well. Kenzie Davis, 8 points. She had some foul trouble throughout. She ended up with 4 fouls, but had 2 fouls early and never really got going throughout the game. TJ Carpenter was 7 points. Sydney Carpenter was 6. Sydney Hughes and Lillian Mapes did not score. Now, for Minford, this is a really good win. This is a team that I know you picked early on the season on Overtime presented by McDonald's to win the SOC 3, and I think this may have boosted your confidence in that pick with just the defensive effort that Minford was able to put forth throughout the game, but especially there on that last possession. I really like what they did. They had played man all game on the against the out-of-bounds plays underneath, and they went to a zone there, and they were able to keep it to where Kennedy Davis was able to fly out on Maddie Walburn to deny her from that three-point shot. On the game, Lindsey Williams had 12 points, 6 rebounds, had foul trouble throughout, but did a good job of staying out of foul trouble there, or of fouling out at the end of the game. Lexi Conkle with 11 points, a couple of steals. Maggie Reisner with 7 points. She had 5 of those in the fourth quarter, 4 rebounds, 4 steals. Big time game for her. Marley Pendleton had 7 points. 6 of those were in the second half. 2 points for Kennedy Davis. But the 2 points doesn't say exactly what she did. As she came in, she really settled them down. You could tell mentally late in that game when they were trying to hang on for the win, she was able to settle them down. And then she played really good defense on that last possession. Ava Cronin, Bailey Hammonds did not score, but also played some really good minutes. Same with Lexi Pendleton. So just, a really good win for Minford on the night.
And what's most impressive to me, John, is in the defensive effort for Minford, this isn't a Jackson team that's one-dimensional or even two-dimensional.
Yes.
This is a multi-dimensional offensive attack for Jackson. I don't have it pulled up now with Jackson's average points per game, but I'm telling you right now it's well over 35.
Yeah, 55.
And they held them well under that.
55.5 points a game.
Right. Held them 20 points under their average, held the duo of Kenzie Davis, TJ Carpenter, and Maddie Walburn well under their 45 points per game congregate. Awesome game for Minford.
Yeah, just, sometimes, maybe when it's a lower score, you don't think that it's the prettiest game, but at the same time, if you just want to watch good, intense basketball, this was a game with really good defensive play, some wild shots every once in a while, but that's going to happen when the defense is as excellent as it was for both sides tonight. And I think that showed with a really good game here over the holiday break for both teams. They're just both going to get better from this game as well.
I want to take a moment to give another big thank you to the athletic department here at Minford for allowing us to come down and broadcast tonight's game. Big thank you to Kristen Ruby, who also gave us the green light, I believe January 9th, South Webster here against Minford boys, one of the most anticipated games in our area right now so far this season. Excited to get back here for that one. But for tonight, that is all we here at Southern Ohio Sports Authority have for you. The final score, once again, Minford 38, Jackson 35. Dewey Daly and John Bruce signing off on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth. See, we peaked at 140. Basketball is just weird.